So in a clean pot, we're going to pour in all of our proteins. I'll be using some shaki, some goat meat, and some pomo, also known as cow skin, for this recipe. You can use whatever protein you'd also want. You can use beef, ram meat, anything. Then I went in with some chopped onion and peppers, some seasoning cube, some salt, and then I added my amawanda beef seasoning to it. I'm going to stir that for a bit, and I'm going to cover it to cook in its own juice, or rather to release its own juice at the moment before I'll come back and continue. So after a few minutes, you can see that it has released all of its juice. Now I would have, from the experience I had cooking this, if I had a pressure pot, I would have used that so it cooks it faster, but I didn't have that, so it took me almost an hour to get. It was a shaki that was having a tough time cooking, so I added enough water to cook it. Then I added some seasoning cube and some salt because I needed it to taste really nice. While that was cooking, I went ahead to get my pepper mix ready. Now this is very important. This is the game changer for this recipe. I'm using some Tatashe, some Shombo, and then some Scotch bonnet peppers. Those are the choice of peppers you want to use, and some onion. Now I cleaned this up, and then I made sure that I took out all of the seeds from the Shombo and the Tatashe, because you're using so much, you don't want to blend them with the seeds so that it becomes either bitter or so hot. So I took out all the seeds and I started grating it. You don't want this to be smooth, we want it roughly chopped, so you're either going to have to use a grater or use a food processor. Then I went ahead to slice my onions. You can also roughly blend or grate this, but I wanted mine finely chopped, so I went ahead to chop my onions. Guys, please use enough onions. Onions makes your food taste really sweet and flavorful. It is a game changer for your meals. Next up, we're going to check on our meat, and at this point it has been cooking for over an hour and it has cooked until it was very soft. Then I'm going to take that out and get into another part of the cooking. So I'm using Nigerian rice for this. Even though for this particular recipe I'm using the Nigerian foreign rice. No, not Nigerian rice now. I'm using foreign rice. You can use Nigerian rice. People even use basmati. Anyone works wonders. So the first thing I'm going to do is to add in some groundnut oil. Okay, don't judge me. I know we're making palm oil rice, so why is she adding groundnut oil? You'll get it in a bit. So I'm going to lightly fry my beef. This is because I want to release all of the flavors into the oil. Now I know someone is like, why is she frying shaki or pomo? I was supposed to just fry the beef, but I was lazy to just select the beef out, so I just poured everything inside. I covered this because I wanted it to release the juice into, so it should like be frying and steaming. I did this process for like roughly 5 minutes, and then I took everything out. So once we've taken everything out, we're going to go in with those chopped onions, and we're going to fry that until it releases all of its flavors into our oil. Then I'm going to go in with some chopped peppers. So from those peppers I chopped, I'm going to fetch a bit, and then I'm going to throw it into my pot to fry. Then I have my washed rice. Now this rice has not been pre-cooked or anything, it has just been washed until the water ran clear. I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to toast it in my oil, onion and pepper mixture for like 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to I added a little bit of oil because I didn't want it to burn. You want this to fry really well. This is to enable our rice stand to not cluster, to not be soggy. You want it to stand on its own. Look at that rich brown color. That's what you want to be able to achieve. Then you go in with your stock. I went in with my beef stock. You saw that I didn't use all of my beef stock. I remained a bit. Then I went in with more water I added that, I stirred that, and then I covered it to cook on low heat. Then in another pot, we're going to start our cooking proper. So I'm going to fry some oil. You don't want to bleach this oil, you're just going to fry it. Once it fries, then you go in with your onion. You fry that really well. Then we're going to go in with our locust beans, or iru as it is popularly called in Yoruba. It's also called dawa in Hausa. You want to go in with your iru at this point so that you fry it and it releases its flavor. I added a bit more, and then I stirred this. You don't want it to burn. Then go in with your crayfish. This is a very sensitive point because once you put your crayfish, you don't want to leave this point. You fry it for like 2 minutes, and then you go in with your pepper mix. Now I'm using all of my pepper mix at this point, and I'm going to stir that. You're going to stir this, and then you're going to allow it to fry. You want it to fry until the oil starts to appear on the top like this. Once it gets to this stage, then you know that you're on the right track. Please, if you're watching at this point and you're not subscribed to our channel, please do well to subscribe. Next, you're going to add in all of those your fried beef, and then you're going to stir. So you can imagine the flavors at this point that is running through this meal. You stir it, and then you're going to allow it soak so that the sauce soaks into the beef, and then it is even more juicier. Look at this yummy goodness, guys. At this point, what you're going to do next is you're going to cover it a bit more, allow it to cook. After like 2 to 3 minutes, I'm going to come back and stir, and then I'm going to check up on my rice. My rice at this point is thoroughly cooked, guys. Look at the way all of the rice strands are standing on its own. That is what the frying process does to it. When you get to this point, you know that your food is going to bang. Like, when I mean bang, I mean bang. Then we're going to do well to transfer this rice into our sauce mixture. So you can see that even as much as I'm turning this rice, it is not breaking, it is not scattering. That is what frying it or toasting it does. So that remaining stock I had, I added a bit of that, and then I'm going to cover this and let it cook for 5 to 7 minutes on low heat. And then finally, I'm going to go in with some chopped scent leaf and give that a stir. You can use ugu leaves for this, but scent leaf does wonders. I'm going to stir this lightly. I'm going to fluff it, and our food is ready to be devoured. Meanwhile, you want to cover this for like 2 to 3 minutes to cook so that the scent goes into the meal. And then in 2 to 3 minutes, your food is ready, guys. Look at this yummy goodness, ready to be devoured. That's rich and vibrant color. I don't even want to go into the details of the flavor and the sweetness. I added 2 more eggs. Now, did I also say that you can use some fish for this? I totally don't like fish. That was why I didn't put fish. But you can use some ejakika, you can use some panla, any fish of your choice, you can add that. And your meal is ready to be devoured. So guys, will you be trying this out? What do you think about this recipe? Was it a hit? Do you think I should have done something better? Please let me know all of your answers in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care, guys.